And good evening now. Thanks for being with us. I'm J.R.
And I'm Darcy Strickland. We start at the State House, where lawmakers were back in Columbia today dealing with Governor McMaster's budget vetoes.
Our Jenna Krazina has the details from the State House.
In May, Governor Henry McMaster vetoed 28 lines in the 2019-2020 budget. But on Tuesday, lawmakers came back to the State House and overrode 25 of 28 of those vetoes. The House of Representatives sustained 3 of the vetoes and overrode 25 of them. Many of the lawmakers on both sides of the aisle say it was necessary to come back into session.
There were some very important things in the budget dealing with early childhood education, making sure that our court system had a system in place on technology to be able to deal with the workload that they have. Those things have fallen behind over the past few years. There were some important items that we were funding in this year's budget, and I'm glad that we were able to override the vetoes of the governor and make sure that those core services were provided.
There were $40.7 million worth of vetoes in the budget, and more than 60 of the governor's proposals were included in the final budget. McMaster said his reasoning for those vetoes was due to a lack of transparency. Senator Katrina Shealy says she's not quite sure what transparency was lacking regarding to child advocacy centers and foster care child placements.
You know, we need to protect South Carolina's children, and both of these items are items that work to protect South Carolina's children. So in these 2 items especially, I don't see a lack of transparency at all.
It was hard to understand exactly what the governor's message was, considering that this bill went through both bodies, and when he vetoed it, he could see what was in there. Everybody else that looked at the vetoes could see what was in there. So I'm not sure what he meant by the lack of transparency.
Representative Rutherford says he does not believe anything in this budget got vetoed in regards to education. But he says one thing is for certain. Moving forward, education will continue to be a hot topic here at the State House. Many lawmakers say the biggest takeaway from today is how well both sides of the aisles got along, and that they are ready to get back here in January to get back to work. Reporting at the State House, Jenna Krazina, News 19 WLTX.
Also at the State House, new details now about opioid abuse and how to prevent it. Today, the governor took part in a State House committee meeting that focused on the issue. The group learned how the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services is responding to the opioid crisis.
Or